I am Big John, and I'm here just to talk today about a little bit of Carnivore Month awareness. I do think it's important to spread the awareness around carnivore, and a little bit about what I'm doing here today is I'm actually cooking some bacon, and I also got some burgers going right here. The reason I'm making this video today isn't so much just to show you what I'm cooking, even though I am cooking today. And so far it's been a pretty good day so far, and it's been an excellent start to the new year. My kitten is just screaming. Anybody want to say hi? Say hi to the camera, Sally. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about World Carnivore Month. Okay, let's get back to World Carnivore Month and awareness. It was quite an accident that I actually proved that carnivore works throughout my weight loss journey. And if you're interested in the weight loss journey, I have a playlist down below, and it's called Losing Weight in Alaska. And it's got a detailed playlist all the way through my journey. Now, my very first video, if you don't believe me that any of this stuff works, my very first video was that of a 5-day water fast. And if you go on the playlist and you click on that, you don't have to watch the entire video. But if you don't believe anything about carnivore or the benefits up until this point, just go back and watch that video. That video from there until now, you can skip through and look at a couple other videos and just see how I talk, listen to how I breathe. Just as my journey goes along. Now, I'm only about approximately 120 days, I think now, or maybe 119 days into the carnivore journey altogether. And that's not perfect carnivore either, because when I started carnivore, I was not a believer. I did not believe of any of these mentions of all these health benefits, improved hearing, improved eyesight, or improved cognitive ability. Brain fog, for instance. I had no idea that this was a thing, that the brain fog was a thing, because in all this time, I figured that I was thinking clearly. I thought I was level-headed, and I didn't realize I was emotional. I was hormonal from eating my previous way of just nonsense food. And let's go take a look in the pantry here. I did say we were going to take a look in the pantry at some point, and I hope the lighting is somewhat okay. It probably isn't. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and get an extra light in here. That way we can actually see what we're doing. And yeah, awesome. Okay, this setup here should work for our intended purposes of what I want to do. But this was basically this whole area here. I had to build this whole area in it was our bedroom, and then it turned into my son's bedroom. But anyways, as you can see, this is a lot of processed food. I mean, just a ton of processed food. This was all stuff that I had set away for the pandemic or, possible earthquakes, bad snowstorms, and stuff like that. It's still usable products. I can always donate it and give it away to people that are in need. And, I don't have much in here as far as, healthy food options. I mean, yeah, come on. And then I got these ramen noodles. And we did go out and we tried to buy the children some healthier snacks. And that's it. And that's literally what's in there. It's just fruit. This is just a thing of hot sauces. I don't know. Do you guys have a whole freaking gallon jug just full of hot sauces? And then these granola bars. At one point I thought these right here were actually healthy. And so I'd snack on these all the time. I don't snack on these anymore. This is a healthy Bobby approved item that we did purchase for the kids. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I do have the Bobby approved application on my phone, so it just makes shopping a whole lot easier. And these fruit snacks here, they come with these really cool cards inside. So they're just little connector cards, with just some puzzles on them and stuff like that. This here, it says pure organic, and this is not a Bobby approved item for whatever reason. Now, the nice thing about the application that the Bobby approved application is I can go to the store and I can pick up any of these items. I can scan this barcode and it will tell me why it's not approved. And it'll also give me a drop down on the bottom of the explanation as to why it's not Bobby approved. So it gives me a list of healthier options that might be within eyesight of that right there. But again, we look up here, this is a healthier ketchup that I found at our local Fred Meyer, and it is organic. It does have some better ingredients in it. It's not loaded with a bunch of garbage, but that's not something I'm using at the time. And this was my previous favorite, which was this Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, and it's just loaded with stuff that I don't really want, and this does affect my ability to stay in ketosis. Now, another product that I stocked up on pretty heavily was these SpaghettiOs and meatballs. This was one of my favorite things to eat, and part of the reason why I became morbidly obese. Now, also things like peanut butter. This isn't too bad. There's some iffy ingredients in Grey Poupon, but it's really not too bad. So we went out and we started buying products like this to help with my children's lunches and stuff like that. And we also have another product in here called Adam's Natural, and it's got, you can see the oil in there. I mean, that's good stuff. You just mix it up. My wife doesn't really care to use that too much because I'm guessing she's probably freaked out by the oil. But yeah, this is just my prepping pantry. I mean, that's what we had. And we also have some food under the bed and stuff like that. And over here, we just have more staples and supplies. You know, some of these bins in here are just long-term storage. And this stuff here, I don't even know why it's still in the house. I need to just get rid of that and replace it all together because there seems to be an overabundance on the shelf. And I really don't spend much time in here. I don't hardly ever come in here for food or bread or anything like that because it's just not beneficial to all the benefits that I've been getting from carnivore. Now, about the only thing that I really store in here are these sardines. And yeah, I like to eat these, you know, every couple of days. And it really helps jumpstart my process of getting in and out of ketosis. And I cannot emphasize enough, you know, just how much this has impacted my life. It's totally changed everything about me. My talking ability, my thinking ability. I can remember dates and times a whole lot better. I can remember instructions for specific job details, and that's super important. I'm a truck driver. I have to do specific things at specific times and complete specific tasks in the right amount of time. So, I mean, who doesn't want that? I mean, who doesn't need those benefits in their daily life? So as I said, like this lid here, it retains a lot of heat. And this burner has been off for a while. So this is just the residual heat that's in the pan. So now these burgers are ready to come off. And we're just going to get those set up so I can snack on them here in a few minutes. But yeah, seriously, guys, I mean, carnivore works. I mean, if you don't believe in carnivore, I totally get it. I was there. I understand. I totally 100% understand what's going through your mind if you've never tried carnivore before. But up to this point, I haven't even been doing perfect carnivore, okay? And I have gained so much in the process. I've lost weight. You know, like I said before, as I can speak, I can remember things. It's just an incredible transition and opening up so many doors, you know, as far as health benefits, as far as work. I mean, I'm getting job offers they're just coming one after another. I can't argue with that. I live in Alaska. Things are expensive. And now when I'm getting pretty decent pay, high dollar job offers, I mean, yeah. And that's all because of the weight I lost. It's all because of the videos I'm creating and sharing with others. And I'm just grasping on to the health benefits of carnivore altogether. And quite frankly, I never thought in 100 years I would be talking like this about any particular type of eating strategy. I call it a strategy. I call it principles all the time. Now, I am going to be cutting back on the bacon, even though you see me making bacon. There was a period that I was eating too much bacon. At least I felt like I was eating too much bacon. And it just started making me feel bogged down and weird. So I started focusing more, you know, on the burgers and stuff like that. You know, the natural 80-20 burger patties. If I can find 70-30 meat at a decent price, I'll purchase that too. And wow, it's just crazy what this has done for me. I mean, don't you guys just want to enjoy that fact? I mean, it's the community surrounding carnivore so far has just been the most loving community I have ever gotten into as far as health, fitness, awareness, just in-depth details just from the people that have actually experienced the benefits of what's going on. I gotta flip my bacon like right now. So, okay, let's get back to where we were. I got the bacon flipped over, it's saved. I'm gonna shut this bedroom door because that's where the nearest fire alarm is. And I don't wanna be setting that off right in the middle of making a video. That's really annoying. It's kind of hard to get it shut off. Gotta go in there and do the whole fan thing. Yeah, real life happens at times. And I got cats too, so you never know what's gonna happen next in these videos. But when it comes to children and trying to get them to transition away from all the high fructose corn syrup and all the sugary products, you know, foods like Takis, for instance, it's just full of red 40, blue, whatever, yellow colors. It's just, man, it's becoming extremely hard for me to try to get my children to wean away. Now, my daughters they're kind of following along. They're paying attention to what dad's doing. And they want to be healthy. You know, they're young. They're seeing what all of this is doing to dad right now. Even my son, he's 16 years old. And he's just watching as we go. And I try not to badger him because when you're 16, I remember when I was 16, it was really hard to find the health benefits in anything adults were telling you. And I just wanted to argue every single thing. So I have to be gentle with that approach. But overall, I think I'm breaking through and I'm making some progress in time. So let's take a look in the fridge. I mean, I don't have much in the fridge right now. It's been a while since I've been able to go grocery shopping. And this is typically, pardon the mess, but you know, we buy our eggs just like this in the 60 packs. And there are better eggs out there. This is our meat drawer. As you can see, I've been hitting that pretty hard. This is a drawer that I rarely visit anymore. And if I do, I come in here and get things like maybe an onion to help season. I don't even know what this is. Mini chunkies. It looks like guacamole of some sort. But yeah, sometimes I will use some celery depending on what I'm making. Now, something the wife transitioned to, thankfully, was this half and half. And that made me really happy. I mean, this is for her coffee. And it was that was a big deal, getting her to switch to that. And that's helped her right away. I mean, the benefits from just switching over to something like this, you could see the improvement in her. You could see the improvement in her attitude, in the way her skin looks, within the matter of about a week, just by switching to that single product. I mean, that's powerful. Now, I did go out and do a boo-boo. I bought these just for the kids on the holidays. I was hoping they were going to make these cookies and bring them out to Wasilla. But these have been sitting in here for a long time. They're probably going to be expired soon. And I thought these were a great deal because they're made out of some pretty decent ingredients. But since they're made out of skim milk mainly, these mozzarella sticks, it doesn't really work. They're only 80 calories a piece. But other than that, yeah, we're pretty slim pickings in here on anything. And this is typically my cheese drawer right here. And I have gone through all of my Tillamook cheese up till this point. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I got to work with. You know, when I say we're on a budget, we're trying to do this on a specific budget. You know, I'm not fibbing around or, you know, making up stories here. This is how we live our life, and this is a little bit deeper look inside what's going on here. And wow, I gotta take care of this bacon again. All right, guys, if you've been following along, you probably know that I save all of these little egg carton things, and I use that for specific things like just draining bacon grease. I just drain off the bacon grease onto these. They don't make a mess. And I can also set them up here, you know, out of the way. The cats stay out of everything. And I can actually focus on what I'm doing instead of fighting off the crazy kitties I have in this house that are just hungry for meat. Now, if you feed your cats a meat-based diet, or even your dogs, the chances of them living longer and being tumor-free is dramatically changed at that point. I mean, you're going to have a dog that's healthier, a dog that's going to live longer, even your cats, less likely to die of random cancers. So why wouldn't that work for us? Why wouldn't that work for us? I mean, it's just my humble opinion that if it'll work for our animals, just eating meat products, and it makes them more energetic and it makes them more lean and more healthy, why by all means wouldn't that work for us? But yeah, so what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to do my best. I'm going to start off the new year. I'm going to be doing some exercises. We're going to start off with some push-ups. Now, yesterday I did do squats, like as deep as I could go. And okay, we're going to do one, for example, right now. I'm going to squat down as low as I can go. That's as far as I can go. I'm about a foot away from the floor with my behind, but I haven't done this very much. So I'm working on my knees. And before, when I was morbidly obese, like we're talking 400 pounds, and I tried to squat down and pick up something simple on the floor, like a dirty sock or, who knows, a kid's toy that's in the way. It was a moral dilemma. I immediately felt defeated as soon as I dropped something on the floor. I dropped something and I just look at it and I go, ah. And my wife would look at me and my kids would look at me and they'd come running over and give me a little bit of support. And they'd be like, it's going to be all right, Dad, we'll get it. And I don't want to be that guy anymore. I don't want to be that guy that is to say, can you bend down and pick that up? Nope. I don't want to be that. Okay, getting emotional here. Got to get back on track. Because we're making bacon. Bacon is actually pretty good. I like it. But like I said, it bogs me down if I have too much. So we're going to dramatically cut back on the bacon this year. All right, so anyhow, we got the last of the bacon cooking up. My cat's being over affectionate as usual. And this one here, this is the boy. And this cat, I call it Dusty Bear. The girls call it Baby Bear, because it does look similar to Gray Bear. And yeah, he's been a lot of fun, except for at nighttime when I'm trying to go to bed. He does this, but right in my face. And he's very pushy and a very vocal cat and emotional at times. So if he's not getting attention, he's just right up in there trying to cause problems. And then if not, they go feral and they start flipping everything over in the house. It's just absolute chaos when mom and the kids are gone, because these cats just have free reign and do everything. All right, so here's what I normally do with my extra beef patties. Now I can't eat all 4 of these in one sitting. I'm only able to put down 2 of these now. When I first started carnivore, I was easily eating all 4 of these. If not 4, I was at least eating 3 of these at every time I sat down at the table. So since these are cooled off, I'm just putting them in a container, and we're going to shove these in the fridge for a little while, and I'll probably come back to these this afternoon. But yeah, since I started carnivore, one of the things that really surprised me right away, like really quickly, was the sorry about that angle, cat's still waiting for me, is that the cravings were easily handled. I could easily handle my cravings right away. It was almost instantaneous. Now, if there's any particular meat that you crave, or you enjoy, or you like to cook specific ways, I'd recommend just start out with something simple. I mean, you like bacon, eat a little bit of bacon. Now, I'm personally not going to be overdoing the bacon anymore. I know there's a lot of people out there that they thrive on it, and that's one of their fat fuels. They use the bacon fat for fuel. Now, bacon fat is extremely useful when cooking. Beef tallow is also another great way of cooking. And, I wish more places would revert back to the old ways of using more beef tallow when making specific items, even if they were to make French fries in beef tallow, because it was 1990 when McDonald's switched over from beef tallow to this crazy vegetable mixture. And that's when a lot of us started to change. Our bodies just started to start looking differently. I mean, granted, yeah, we were getting a little older at that time, and I'm going to be 50 years old this year, and I'm doing better now than I was at 30 years old. So, I mean, that says a lot about carnivore and how this is working out. Now, I've found many health benefits to doing fasting and other practices like that, but it was also a carnivore heavy type fast. When I wasn't fasting and I was actually eating, And this was pointed out through the viewers. And I would never have noticed this unless it was pointed out to the viewers. They mentioned, hey, you're already, 80 to 90% carnivore, because, I was talking about the stuff I was eating throughout the week, how I would break my fast and stuff like that. And they were like, you're already 80 or 90% carnivore. Why don't you just go carnivore? And that's basically all I did. Is I made my best attempts to do carnivore, and I tried to figure out my own way of doing carnivore that would benefit me. Now, being strict carnivore 100%, I'm having a hard time with that, and many people do. I find out that as this journey goes on, I've been finding out there's a lot of people that share my 90-10 principle, which is 90% meats and fats and 10% I just love my life and I do whatever. And they're seeing a lot of these same benefits that I'm seeing now. So even a weak version of carnivore, not even 100% strict carnivore, just increasing the meats and fats all the way around and sticking to maybe some cheese, some minor dairy products like eggs and butter, you can find a lot of these benefits without being 100%. That's what I'm trying to get across to a lot of people. I'm not about you need to be 100% carnivore to be my friend. If you can do carnivore a different way and you're finding all these benefits, I want to hear about them. I want to know more people like you, because I share a lot of the beliefs that got you to that point or have gotten me to this point right here. And that's my family. I mean, strict carnivores, you're my family too. And everybody else that's doing their own thing, ketogenic, fasting, whatever you're doing. I want to be able to have a safe place for all of us to just sit down this year and have great in-depth talks about what works for you. Because all I want is for people to get healthier throughout the year, get rid of the processed foods, get rid of the inflammatory seed oils and the excess nonsense, the oil-based food colorings, the sugars, high fructose corn syrup, stuff like that should be illegal. It should be illegal. There shouldn't be any reason that our government allows us to make all of these products. Soda pops, even some cereals have high fructose corn syrup. I mean, cereal's supposed to be somewhat healthy, and you can't shock the system and expect a person to be healthy by starting out your day with high fructose anything. And Red Bulls, what? I used to be a heavy Red Bull drinker and a heavy Mountain Dew drinker. I would have that sitting in between the seats of my big truck, and I would just constantly be drinking down a can, tossing it aside. I'd buy those Red Bulls like 3-4 packs at a time. Incredibly expensive, piss poor decision. Almost killed me. I should have known better. But the thing is when you think you're thinking correctly and have mental clarity, like back then when you were all doped up, like literally doped up on high fructose everything and sugary everything and tons of deep fried everything and carbs. Yeah, it's hard to deny that you think better as soon as you get rid of all the distractions. And that's all it is distractions. It creates people that have ADHD. It creates adult ADHD. ADHD you never had as a child, but now you have at my age of almost 50. You might be suffering from ADHD because of all of the garbage food out there. And this is why I'm here talking about carnivore in January, which is World Carnivore Month. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to spread the wealth of good news and information that I've found out as I went through the process of a person that didn't believe in carnivore principles whatsoever. Now, if I hadn't found these awesome things, improved eyesight, my hearing has returned. I was wearing hearing aids. Tell me that is not something that has changed, because of carnivore. My feet are no longer inflamed. I have no more back pain. I have a lot less weight on my bones, so I'm not destroying my bed. I mean, that was a problem. I was 435 pounds and just wrecking my bed. I'm light enough now. I'm down below 300 pounds as of my last video, which was just a few days ago. And now I can just lay in bed and toss and turn. I really don't toss and turn much because now I'm sleeping better because my neck's thinner. I have less sleep apnea. I'm able to get rest. And I thought that when I got a CPAP, that was going to kickstart everything in the right direction. That was a fool's idea because it did not. It did not. I did have more rest and I did have more energy because of CPAP, but I did not get up and become as active as I thought I was going to be. Actually, I went further. I went in the opposite direction. because I was under the mindset, oh, if I get enough sleep, I'll be better off and able to move more. Well, that wasn't the case. I needed to focus on the inflammation. I needed to focus on more education wrapped around health. And there's plenty of education out there wrapped around health benefits, no matter what you guys are looking into. Just look into something new every week. Focus on that for the entire week. Apply that to your principles and see what it does for you. If it doesn't work, twist it around, change it up a little bit. Because, like I said, I haven't been 100% perfect in any portion of this journey. I mean, actually, the only thing that I was perfect about was that 5-day water fast. Everything else was kind of hit and miss. I was doing it the best I could with the knowledge that I had, and my addictions at the time were extremely strong. I mean, that's becoming a lot less and less. The further I go, the deeper I get into carnivore, and the more I try to focus on getting away from, things that the viewers here tend to discourage me from using. And I want to thank all of you for that, because I'm trying to wean away from the sauces, especially the sauces that contain sugar. So I've been looking into alternate types of sauces if I'm going to use any at all. And mustard is one of them. Mustard is a great addition to, meat, for instance. Now, butter, that's another thing. You can use a lot of butter, and butter is extremely helpful for helping things pass through. Another viewer recommended that if I was having gut issues and I wanted to try to speed up or potentially get problem digestion issues away, is to experiment with using coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is something we have. I don't want to use the coconut oil we have right now, because that's the container we keep in the bedroom. We use to lubricate our stuff like our elbows, and we use it on our feet. So yeah, that's kind of a dirty container of coconut oil, and it's going to be used for exterior purposes only. So I need to go out and I have to buy a different container of coconut oil, and I'm going to give that a shot. I want to see if that actually helps me feel a little less full, and it starts moving things through at a little bit better pace. But right now, like I said, I had a hard time at the beginning when I started carnivore. My gut was extremely full. I felt constipated at times, but I never really experienced constipation. I just felt like I was constipated, like my stomach was full all the time. So I was just working with little information at that time. I had, like I said, education. If you don't educate yourself, if you don't reach out and ask people in the community, like, hey, how did you deal with this situation? Or, hey, do you notice something different going on? I mean, here's another off-scale victory I have. It's Alaska. It was been like -5, -6 degrees the last few days. And when it gets cold, normally, last year at this time, I would have an issue with hemorrhoids. Now, yeah, embarrassing topic. Nobody likes to talk about that type of stuff. But seriously, since I started carnivore, the hemorrhoids are gone. There's a lot of problems that have just completely melted away since I started carnivore. And there were so many of these things that just happened so rapidly. It was near impossible to fit them in every video that I had in the past. There were some of these things I didn't even realize until somebody else pointed them out. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking to myself and self-reflecting, I'm like, holy cow, I experienced that too. Like the lack of earwax. How does that happen? I don't know. I'm just doing something I've never done before, and I've never had a lack of earwax in my entire life. So the common denominator is carnivore. So yeah, tell me it doesn't work. Tell me I'm doing it wrong. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions below. And I appreciate every single one of you that keeps coming back and watching my videos, and specifically commenting down in the comment section, because this is the way I get to know everybody, and it's also the way I learn. I learn from every single one of you. You are all equally as important, and I care about all of your journeys. So please drop me a comment and let me know how everything is going for you. Carnivore or non-carnivore, I don't care. I want to hear from you every single time we post a video. And again, until the next time. Oh, I almost forgot. Cooking bacon in a skillet like this is almost as good as cooking it in a pot. Who would have thought?